Thanks for inviting us in on this Monday night. It's now 11 o'clock. You've probably heard the phrase different is night and day, right? Well, tonight we want to begin in Boone County. This is where people are living near the Leap District. They're telling us that night and day aren't different enough. That's because shining in the dark night sky over the Lebanon Industrial Park are lights that neighbors say burn too bright. Our Logan Gay talked to neighbors this evening, hoping area leaders find a dimmer and soon.
Imagine trying to sleep with what feels like stadium lights shining outside your window. Well, that's the reality of some neighbors living here in Lebanon who say the construction site for this data center is lighting up their nights 24/7.
You could probably cover 100 football fields with the amount of lights that they have out here for this project.
Kimberly Moore says she hasn't had a moment of peace since construction on a Meta data center started behind her home.
Between the noise and the lights and the constant helicopter sound, there is no sleep.
The 1,500-acre data center campus will have 13 buildings, including 10 data center buildings, as well as facilities to support logistics and warehousing, network and administrative support functions. And right now, rows of bright construction lights can be seen for miles.
My husband and I stood outside the other night, and when you are trying to find stars over on the eastern side, there's nothing, it's all light.
Moore says this is not about stopping the project, just making it more livable for the people nearby.
I would just like to see courtesy. I can't change the project's gonna happen, but for us that live out here, this is our home, and I feel like our home is being invaded. So just have a little courtesy while you're out here, even shutting off the lights at nighttime when they're not out there.
Meta leaders previously said investments from the project will also contribute to local and state tax bases and support schools and nonprofits through its annual grant programs. But Moore worries neighbors are being overlooked in the name of progress.
I've raised my kids here, and I was born and raised in this community. I've given back to this community, volunteering, and I feel that it has cost me because I don't feel that my community really cares about the people within the community.
13 News reached out to Meta after hours about the lighting concerns. We'll update the story when we hear back. In Lebanon, Logan Gay, 13 News.
It's a cold Monday night. Temperatures right now already down into the 30s. We have 30 in Kokomo, 34 in Indianapolis and Shelbyville, 37 degrees in Bloomington and Columbus. We're going to be in the 20s, close to 30 early tomorrow. Don't forget that heavy coat. You'll need it tomorrow morning. There will be some clouds around, but nothing weather-wise to slow that morning drive. Just be prepared for the chill. From there, high temperatures will climb. We're expecting somewhere between 55 and 60 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Some clouds, some sunshine in that Tuesday forecast, near 30 at 7 a.m., 43 at noon, and highs in the 50s.
All right, Angela, thanks. Tonight at 11, we want to take a closer look at what could be driving a recent spike in gun violence. 11 people were shot over 48 hours. 8 scenes mapped out of here. 2 people died. One of these fatal shootings happened Saturday just outside of a church on the near north side of Indy. This is where people were gathered for a funeral. One man was killed, another injured. But most of the violence took place on Sunday as unseasonably warm weather moved in. That included a shooting that killed a man and injured 2 women. All of this unfolding around 4 o'clock Sunday morning on the east side. Now, according to IMPD, despite this surge, violent crime is down 42% this year compared to last. Dr. Natalie Hipple leads criminology and criminal justice over at IU. She told us today that snapshots like year-to-year numbers don't always tell the full story.
Let's look at the trends over the last 18 months, right? Or looking at averages over the quarters and stuff like that, because then I think you get a bigger picture of actually what's happening.
Police tell us when there are narcotics or alcohol at a party and then you add firearms to the mix, that's a recipe for disaster if conflict arises. Police tonight say that they cannot stop this violence alone. They tell us it's going to take a community-wide effort and programs like one on the east side of Indianapolis aimed at teaching young adults life and trade skills. New Direction Church runs it. We caught up with students in their 4th week of this program. They're learning construction skills, but they've also learned to deal with past trauma. Pastor Ken Sullivan told us they hope to get more people involved to keep them on the right path.
We just have to shine the light. And shining the light is saying, hey, how can we help show people a different path, a different way to put down guns and pick up tools that they can use to build a better future for themselves and their families.
Pastor Sullivan went on to tell us that the program lasts 12 to 14 weeks. And then once students complete the work, organizers help them get full-time jobs. So if you're interested in signing up for the program, just head over to WTHR.com. Right now, there is demolition taking place not far from downtown Indy, making way for new housing options. You can see the work taking place near 22nd and Meridian. Vacant buildings well past their prime, now coming down, turning that corner into something new. Jamal Smith is the executive director of the Indy Health District. That organization is helping support 2 developer groups turn the land into 127 affordable apartments and commercial space. Smith told us it's going to improve the quality of life in the neighborhood because the larger mission also includes improving access to healthy food, childcare, and green space.
Alleviate some of those pressure points, housing being, namely one of them, then it frees up, the anxiety and tension around those other spaces as well.
Just down the street near 22nd in Illinois, another development is going up. Crews there are working on an $8 million project with 26 new homes, both townhouses and duplexes. There's no public timeline yet for the project along Meridian. Driving around our city this time of year can be an exercise in craters and contempt. You can find potholes just about anywhere you go. But Hoosiers who live and work near 21st and Girls School Road tell us the road conditions there are a safety problem. In fact, some of those holes are filled, but drivers say that's just a Band-Aid. One neighbor that we talked to called it an obstacle course, the worst he's seen in the 30 years he's lived in this area. Ron Greiner says he hopes our city finds a more permanent fix before the Indy 500 because of all the additional traffic on the west side.
Very uneven patching and causing cars to kind of move around in their lane and sometimes try to avoid things, and so cross their lane, and so it's just kind of a nightmare.
City leaders tell us that each road deteriorates differently. They tell us the DPW crews will strip patch the road from Theodore Drive to Fullerton by the end of April. But the solution, of course, depends on the weather. After all, that helped create the problem in the first place. In just 2 weeks, there will be a new NCAA tournament champion, and they'll present the trophy right here in Indianapolis. So Visit Indy is now launching the Indiana Hoops Pass to celebrate the Final Four coming to our city. This is a free interactive check-in challenge aimed at encouraging visitors to explore our city and its rich basketball history. The pass features special QR codes at some of our city's most iconic basketball landmarks. You can scan these codes and earn points and rewards like tickets to FanFest and other gear. You can register right now. We'll walk you through the process if you go over to WTHR.com. Well, one team still on the hunt for a national title just 60 miles from home is Purdue, the Boilers, earning their spot in the Sweet 16 yesterday after that win over Miami. And now former Boilermaker Cam Heide and the Texas Longhorns stand between Purdue and the Elite Eight. They'll play Thursday night at 7:10. Our Eli Gain will be with Purdue in San Jose, California. You can see all of Eli's West Coast coverage right here on WTHR and, of course, streaming over on WTHR+.